cars just coming up to grid for the Vertex Roadsport Championship Race 2. The result of Race 1 deciding the grid, so it's Lionel Tolmarsh in pole position number 22 alongside the number 8 of Ben Timmins, Tom McEwing number 89 and 88, Ryan Wilby on the second row. Row 3, Harvey Lawrence and Toby Ballard. Then the fourth row, Rob Kennelly and Dan Hope. Fifth row, it's Craig Boyle and Ian Hibbert. Row 6, Nick Bryant and James Empson. It's Edward Cozzi on row 7 alongside Rob Lowe. Row 8 is Darren Butler and Solomon Rogers. Row 9, Richard Harris and Henry Littlejohn. On row 10, Guy Crossman and Simon Sabin. Row 11, Lyndon Arnold and Alistair Davidson. Row 12, Zach Lower and Ollie Kibblewhite. Row 13, Mark Soden and Gary Cross. Row 14 is James McCullough and Andy Bailey. Row 15, Graham Finlayson and Ian Bettis. And row 16, hopefully we'll see Tony Jenner. Yes, he's there. Charles Hazelwood is a non-starter, damaged from the incident earlier on. So just got through the grid in time because they're about to get underway. We've had the green flag from the back of the grid. 20 minutes for the Vertex Caterham Roadsport Championship. The red lights are on. The revs are up from these 125 BHP engines, and away they go down towards Old Hall for the first time. Almost 3 wide for the lead. This is going to be busy. Who's that moving up on the outside? It's Ryan Wilby with a great start in the 88, and he's going to try and take the lead away from Ben Timmins. Not a great start from Lionel Tolmarsh, his first ever pole position in the 22 car, and he's down to third. It is Ryan Wilby who has got the lead down towards Cascade for the first time. Ben Timmins in the purple and yellow car going with him, and that's Tom McEwing trying to move up the inside to take third place away as they head towards the lakeside for the first time.
Yeah, it just didn't get the traction off the line like the other two did on the other side of the track. I wonder whether there was a bit of the right side of the track being a little bit more dirty. But anyway, whatever the fault was, he has dropped back into that third place at the moment. Tom McEwing is full in his wing. There's a lot of locking up going on there into Shell Oils. Harvey Lawrence tries to follow around. So Ballard and Richard Harris there a little bit further back down. Looks like Boyle as well following on as they come into Britain's End for the first time. Timmins in the purple machine ahead of Ryan Wilby after that great start. Tolmarsh dropped to third place from that pole position, and the rest of them flowing on through.
Yes, Ben Timmins with a move for the lead there coming up towards Island Bend. He's got the lead of this Road Sports race. Bit of a lock-up there from the second place man Ryan Wilby. Tom McEwing there in fourth, and it's Harvey Lawrence. And it's the citrus yellow car of Craig Boyle that's made a good start. He started back on the fifth row. He's up there in the top half dozen as well. As everybody heads through Knickerbrook, everybody's got round okay for the first time. As we said, just one non-starter, no Charles Hazelwood, the damage to the front end of his car after that first corner incident in race 1 proving too much to repair, so he failed to take the start.
Round Druids then, the field flowing through. We have a 32 car field, and you said everyone was in there, but Timmins having to defend from Wilby up the inside. Tolmarsh still there taking a watching brief right now, and Tom McEwing just calmly sort of following on this battle at this early stage, isn't it, with the Boyle left side by side there. Richard Harris, Butler as they coming through. But and it looked like Sol Rogers made a good start as well. But as the field come across then for the first lap complete, Ben Timmins ahead. Tolmarsh is moving himself on the outside there. 3 wide as they go through. This is going to be tight. Tolmarsh is out wide. He's on that grass. It's slippy out there. Remember, he's going to get back to the track, and luckily there was a gap for him to filter into. I think his heart would be in his mouth right now, but he has survived it.
Yes, change of underpants required after that manoeuvre. Somebody else going wide there on the exit of Old Hall as well. That was a great recovery, though. He just kept his foot in there, Lionel Tolmarsh. I think he's only down to about 5th place as a result of that. There's a battle between Ian Hibbert and the 21 of Richard Harris. Darren Butler renewing his rivalry with the Dutch Barn vodka car of the number 21. Great livery on that car. I'm sure if he has any success, that's we know how he'll be celebrating. No drinking and driving, of course.
In all that excitement, it looked like Tom McEwing had made that place up. Ryan will be slipping 1, but then Timmins still solidly up there. So there is McEwing up into that second place. Ryan will be following on. McEwing and Wilby and Timmins, in fact, all taking part in sim racing and the off-season with CaterhamRacer.com, and it's great to see them out here representing out the front of the field. Harvey Lawrence there coming along with a little bit of a gap though, so he's going to have to watch out for that.
Very busy all the way down the midfield here. Here comes the green machine of Darren Butler on the inside of the car. We just mentioned the 21 of Richard Harris. Just having a quick look there. The 44 behind that's Robert Lowe, the Hampshire driver in the black and pink machine. Battles everywhere you look. This is part of the closeness of Road Sports. Behind them is Sol Rogers, I think that is the 65 car. As here are the leaders, and Tom McEwing is making a move for the lead there. As further back, that's Craig Boyle battling it out with Toby Ballard.
Yeah, great to see this. Again, another battle that we saw through part of last season. These two drivers, he's out wide though onto that grass as they side by side for the lead then. McEwing to the outside, Timmins to the inside. Warren will be watching on, Harvey Lawrence on his own. And then we've got the battle here that we were watching. But Tolmarsh has dropped back further, hasn't he? He's struggling in the early part of this race, but we saw him struggling a little bit in the early part of the last race, and he came good right at the end.
Yes, Rob Kennelly's got ahead of him there after that moment onto the grass. Ben Timmins continues to set the pace in the first quarter of this 20-minute race then. Here comes Tom McEwing, perhaps the championship favourite this year after his move up, having won his academy group last season, won the white group last season. Caterham's corporate colours of green and whites. They have one green group and one white group, each of 25 drivers in the academy. They've just opened the latest batch of academy students, if you like, have just opened their season, haven't they, at Kerborough Sprint near Lichfield.
Last weekend they were up at Kerborough, just as these were out in their academy season last year, but Kerborough was the first competitive event, and they'll be out next time at Cadwell Park on the 15th, 16th of April. So watch out for them if you're going to be on the banks up there. But the battle continues now in Roadsport. Remember, we combined the two academy grids from the previous year into one. We give them new tyres to play with and new rear anti-roll bar, and we say go at it, and these guys are going at it. Ben Timmins and Tom McEwing were head-to-head for the battle last week. That's Tolmarsh out of shape once more as they head up the hill over the rise.
I wonder if he's picked up some muck on his tyres, and that's why the car's handling quite badly there. He's dropped away again. He's still in around 5th or 6th position. It's Ben Timmins in the royal purple car that leads the way, from McEwing now second. Wilby is in third. Here's the battle between Boyle and Ballard. They're still at it a little bit further back. That's the fight for 7th place behind Tolmarsh ahead of them, and I think he's got back ahead of Keneally there as they head up the hill. Kennelly, I should say. There's Harvey Lawrence, the youngest man on the grid. The first 8 have broken away.
Yeah, I think Keneally is like a microwave, isn't it, in these terms? So off goes Boyle and Ballard as they head off then round into the final bend again. On this, you can see this lumpy, bumpy straight that you've got. You've got to actually control your braking a little bit because you're heavy on those brakes, but the rises and falls of the track do make you sort of, the brakes lock up. But it's Timmins again taking over that lead, or he's leading them through once more as they head over the top. McEwing following close.
I know why I said that. It's because last week on BARC TV I was commentating on Pat and Billy Keneally in the Classic Touring Car Racing Club, but just under 14 minutes of this race to go. There's a move, Darren Butler having a go at that 44 car I mentioned earlier of Robert Lowe, the man from Waterlooville in Hampshire, and one car running wide behind them as the leader's getting closer and closer towards the front of the field. I think Tolmarsh might have a wing hanging loose there on the 22 car.
Not an uncommon sight, yeah. And Robert Lowe there, his wife Isla Lowe took part in the academy a couple of seasons back. Rob Lowe took over last year and he's taken the next step up into Roadsport, so he's clearly loving it. But McEwing is now in front with Ryan Wilby looking to see whether he can also demote Timmins another place as the battle continues up front.
Yes, so Wilby was high on the banking there through the Shell Oils corner. That could allow Harvey Lawrence to reel him in for third place. But yes, Tom McEwing making the move as Island Ben there to take up the running, looking for his first win of the season. There's that battle further back in the order between Keneally and Boyle. Ballard in there as well. So Craig Boyle has now caught Rob Keneally for 6th position. The first 5 are line astern. It's McEwing, Timmins, then Wilby, Lawrence and Tolmarsh still hanging on in that 5th place. Then this duo battling for 6th place, and rounding up the top 10 there's Toby Ballard, 28 of Bryant, and Edward Cozzy, the number 3, rounds out the top 10 at the moment.
Doesn't look like it's going to be too long before the top sort of 5-ish turn into the top 7, turn into the top 9, and then the whole pack is following. So they're coming as we come in sort of 8 minutes into this race. It's looking quite fruity. Remember, they had a safety car sideways. That car was around the inside there, so that was a bit tight going around there. But we remember we had the safety car earlier, so this is the first time they're going to have that full 20 minutes to see what they're capable of. There's Hibbert just trying to defend a little bit further back.
Who's this coming through on the inside? That looks like Dan Hope in the number 99. Late on the brakes there past Richard Harris, having a go at Ian Hibbert as well, but the lead has changed at Lodge. It is Ben Timmins. I thought he was going to get through there in the number 8. The man from Essex takes the lead, and Ryan Wilby's going to follow him into 2nd position. McEwing tries to cut it back. The 2 Yorkshiremen, Wilby and McEwing, side by side. Harvey Lawrence tucked in behind. He's got he did have the fastest lap of the race. Tolmarsh has now done a 1:57.751, and he's closed it back up. It's going to be 5 again for the lead fairly shortly. There is the 22 car. That wing is not hanging off. It was an illusion there, clearly, as the 5 leaders head together up towards Island Bend. Then the next group headed by Keneally and Boyle battling it out for 6th place.
Don't doubt yourself too much, because sometimes the wings can sort of hold onto the stubs and still be flapping around. We'll keep an eye out for that. We'll be down the inside of Shell Oils though. He's probably going to make that stick around the inside, but McEwen will have the run around the outside. I think he'll still take that going into Britain's this time through, but that's battling has let Timmins pull away a little bit into this distance. Those fastest laps are now getting closer to our lap record here as well. So let's keep an eye out for that as we move through and later into this race.
Over hilltop they come. Ben Timmins has opened out a bit of a gap here at the front of the field, looking for his first win of the season. That incredible 4-wide finish in race 1. Are we going to see a repeat here, I wonder? Battles further down the midfield. There is the number 3, that's Edward Cozzy at the bottom end of the top 10. He's got the 83 of Ian Hibbert, still looking for his first Caterham victory on his tail. There's Daniel Hope behind in the number 99. That's the battle for 10th, 11th and 12th places, but out in front there is the number 8 of Ben Timmins. He started to drop everybody else very slightly.
I just heard a strange engine note there. It sounded like someone didn't get a gear or something was going on there, but there is Cozzy in the number 3. He'll be looking to see whether he can move further up the field in this race, but also in this season. I know he's a very competitive soul, and he'll be looking to see what he can do. And he is side by side there as he gets so Cozzy following on with Hibbert behind him, and then we've got Hope. There's Rob Lowe, and then we carry on through the field. There's Butler in that green car as well, followed by Sol Rogers.
That's number 20, which is James Empson, all the way from Folkestone on the Kent coast. He's travelled further than many to be here at Oulton Park today. Drivers from all over the UK and beyond have come to race at Oulton Park today. We've got our German representatives in the 310Rs as well. Even a driver from Malta, I believe, as well, Philip Bianchi. And
the Monegasque, well, the Monaco residents in the 420s as well. So yes, it really is an international sport nowadays, motorsport, and people. It does this championship draws people in from all over the world for sure.
9 minutes 20 seconds to go. There's the number 31 car further back in the order. That's Andrew Bailey. He's towards the tail of the field in the red car, 30th out of the 31. And pleased to say all 31 cars currently still running as we pass half distance. And now Ben Timmins has been reeled in again slightly by Tom McEwen, who's back up into second place, bounces over the curb. Ryan Wilby still third. Then a gap back to Lawrence, Tolmarsh, then the number 14 of Kennelly, and Craig Boyle on his tail in 7th place.
Yep, that toe in full effect there. McEwen obviously is benefiting from the hole in the air that Timmins is punching, and therefore is able to catch up. So Timmins, it doesn't really matter how fast he goes, McEwen with the pace he's got in that car is able to catch him up. Harvey Lawrence lost a little bit of that
grip. Roadsport's not the most aerodynamic of cars, and that's why it's all about slipstreaming each other, particularly down the straights as Nick Bryant tries to reel in Toby Ballard. They're fighting for 8th and 9th places at the moment, but it's 3 for the lead, then 4 cars for 4th position, and then these 2 fighting for 8th position further back. The next group is headed for 10th place by Edward Cozzy ahead of Ian Hibbert and Dan Hope. Fastest lap of the race belongs to Kennelly with a 1:57.731 as Harvey Lawrence and Tolmarsh side by side there through Lodge Corner. Harvey Lawrence comes out with that 4th position, but it's still Timmins who leads the way. The gap is a quarter of a second. New fastest lap for Ryan Wilby at the back of this group, 1:57.329. And McEwen did a 1:57.372, so they're really using that toe off Ben Timmins' car. Yeah, Ben Timmins has got that speed and is dragging these 2 clear of Harvey Lawrence in that 4th place. We're getting awfully close now to that lap record that we talked about earlier, 57.198. Must be one of the oldest lap records in Caterham in 2016, but they are close to it now. Will they break it by the end of the time? We've got 7 minutes to find out. Here comes Rob Kennelly. We saw him lap quicker than Harvey Lawrence last time through. He's going for 5th position there. It could even be 4th as the 3 leaders still nose to tail. It's over 7 minutes of this race still to run. Tolmarsh is just ahead of that group. There's Craig Boyle at the back of it in that lurid citrus yellow car with the orange roll cage, but it's royal purple out in front. Royal purple and yellow, that's almost Cadbury's caramel colours, isn't it? Oh yes, fancy one of those. But Ben Timmins, yep, pulling McEwen clear of Ryan Wilby just a touch that time through. Ryan Wilby does look like he is clinging on for everything he's got to try and grab that tail, but you can see Harvey Lawrence has dropped backwards this time through. Yeah, it's dropped back a little from Kennelly, and Tolmarsh is able to pull away a Caterham length or 2 in that 5th place, 4th and 5th place fights now. Yes, Lawrence is down into 6th position. He was 4th as they crossed the line last time through. They're on lap 7 now, 6.5 minutes of this race still to run. Still 3 for the lead, still 4, just about for 4th position. Then these 2 almost inseparable for 8th place. Nick Bryant on the inside and Toby Ballard. They're swapping places for fun for this 8th place. Running at the top 10 is still Edward Cozzy. Through Lodge Corner they come. Tom McEwing still attacking for the lead.
Yep, and again that little gap there appears, but Ryan Wilby's now closed his gap, so it's a bit to and fro. So you see these battles with you. I've got squeals in my ear of the car. Looks like we've got some dust off at Druids, maybe. Certainly heard some tyre squeal, and the yellow flags showing up there. So let's see who is that has been affected by that. But as the field come over again, this lumpy, bumpy straight as they head into that final corner. Looks like it is still there's battles raging on as they head into this final lap. But this is deep in the field here, sort of in that sort of 16th place, I think, battle we're watching.
Yeah, we heard somebody go for a spin there, quite possibly coming out of Druids. We'll try and work out who that may have been. We'll see who drops down the timing screen. The leaders, meanwhile, are coming up towards the Shell hairpin for what will be the 8th time. The lead gap was 0.3 of a second at the line. These three were covered by less than half a second, as they have been pretty much all race long. Wait for the rest of them to come across the line to decide who may have gone off there. The number 44 of Rob Lowe lost 3 places there, so it may have been him who ran wide. We'll wait and see, though. We'll see if we get a replay. But anyway, the leaders are heading down towards Knickerbrook. Just under 5 minutes to go. The
field quite spread, you know. We in the previous races, the 310s, 270s, seen how compact the field is, even from front to back. With the Roadsport, where they're in their 2nd season, there's still a bit of variance there, and we are seeing this field spreading quite widely across. As the leaders were going Shell Oils, there were still plenty of cars coming across the line here, the other side of the track. So certainly the Roadsports have spread themselves out in their 20-minute race here. As we watch the battles again, this is Hibbert going up the hill in the middle of that battle, but Timmins is currently side by side with McEwing. Is McEwing going to get back up the inside then into this last bend?
McEwing got the better exit from Druids there. He's alongside, he's got the line for Lodge Corner. Timmins needs to keep his foot in here around the outside. Wilby could capitalise as well. There could be 3 wide here, and the run up towards the line. Wilby tucks in. He'll come out of the slipstream towards the inside, towards the pit wall, as they come up over the line with 4 minutes still to go. So a couple more laps, maybe 2, maybe 3 left. McEwing still side by side with Timmins. Timmins will keep his foot in around the outside of Old Hall Corner. He's on the curb. I think Tom McEwing might just get the overlap here down towards Cascades, or will he? They go through the flick of Denton's. Has McEwing done it? Timmins slots in. Yes, McEwing takes the lead. Superb drive.
Took a whole about 4 corners to get that move complete, didn't it? They were side by side through the last last half of this lap. But there goes Timmins back in front again. The second or third time we've seen him out there. But Timmins is fighting back immediately. McEwing temporarily had the lead, but McEwing he's just dropped that back. This next corner, every single time we're swapping.
Yes, Ben Timmins seems to have the straight line speed in the number 8 car, but Tom McEwing seems to be late on the brakes with a slightly better handling car. He's got the lead back again as they head to the chicane at Britons, formerly known as Fulstons. 3rd place it is Ryan Wilby, the number 88 car, a little bit sideways there coming out of Britons. Then the battle before, still headed by Tolmarsh. He has lost a wing off the front, I was right. 5th is Kennelly, then it's Lawrence and Boyle in behind them. What's Timmins going to do this time down into Knickerbrook?
McEwing got an excellent exit out of Britons that time through, and looks like he's carried that pace. You can see that sort of strung out just a touch. They're still very much clear of this chase battle, and Tolmarsh is going to see whether he can do anything again, but Harvey Lawrence having slipped those couple of places. It's kind of stayed stationary in this chase group as well. They've almost found their order, that they're kind of the speed of the cars there at the moment. So we'll come at 2.5 minutes left of this race, so they're probably stuck there in that 4th, 5th, 6th battle.
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th through they go, and still these two inseparable. Bryant and Ballard for 8th and 9th place. Nick Bryant, has he cemented the place there? Coming up to Lodge Corner, they will get 2 more laps out of this, I think. It's going to be close. It was in the first race because we got that 4 wide finish when I thought they were going into the last lap, but the checkered flag went out instead. Let's see if the board goes out as they cross the line. I don't think it has, so we will get 2 more laps out of this time. Around the outside, Ben Timmins, is he going to take the lead back again? Tom McEwing back up alongside in there. Inseparable, these two at the front of the field, and Ryan Wilby's just hanging on behind. Should anything happen ahead, he's ready to capitalise.
Oulton Park is not the widest track, and he's really got nowhere to use that speed. He is literally just having to watch these two go at it and see whether he can figure by the end, and he'll certainly be sat there waiting. He can keep his tyres under a little bit more control, but yeah, so we are on the penultimate lap, so if you're going to make a move, now is the time to start doing that.
There's the number 44 car, the number 33 car, I should say, of Zach Lower. We've seen his brother Charlie in good form in the class today in the 270Rs. Zach fighting it out there further down the order with, I think that's the number 10 car of Alistair Davidson. They're battling for 17th place at the in the lower order at the moment, and then in behind them the 55, that's Guy Crossman ahead of the 20 car, which is James Empson all the way from Folkestone.
Yeah, Zach is the sort of coming. This is his second ever race, so he came in this year fresh. One of the only ones. Most of these people have come through the academy, but Zach it did enter directly into Roadsport because he hasn't had any prior experience, so he can still do that within the regulations.
Timmins just a little deep there, running through the second element of the chicane at Knickerbrook. Is going to lose him some momentum here as they head up Clay Hill towards Druids this time. Waiting to see if we're going to get the checkered flag this time. I can see a last lap board out. Now, I didn't see that last time through. As up the inside, Tom McEwing retakes the lead into Druids Bend. Now, is the checkered flag being readied, or is it going to be last lap for these two this time?
I didn't see the last lap board like you, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be showing the last lap board. We'll keep an eye on whether the checker flag says, while Timmins goes down the inside of McEwing, then side by side as they exit the last corner. It does look like they're getting shown the last lap board this time, so it is McEwing just taking that over the line as they come through this time. Ryan will be still looking what he can do. McEwing around the outside, can he make that sweep manoeuvre? No, he's going to let that go, see whether he can do the cutback. He's not managed to do it just yet. It's just about to disappear off down through Cascades. He's on the outside as they go through the left-hander at Cascades. Can Timmins do anything about this? No, McEwing has got that sorted. There are still 3 good overtaking opportunities left before the end of this race, though.
McEwing leads it from Timmins. We're on the last lap for definite this time. Ryan will be in third place. It's just been between these 3 all the way through this race. They're 1 3/4 seconds or so ahead of Lionel Tolmarsh in fourth place rather. He's side by side with Kennelly further back. We haven't forgotten the battle there. They've pulled slightly clear of Harvey Lawrence and Craig Boyle as Ben Timmins retakes the lead into the Shell Oils hairpin. What's Tom McEwing going to do as they head up to Britain's?
Looks like he's going to have to try and do something either into the chicane at Knickerbrook, or it'll be the final corner at Lodge that he'll have the 2 opportunities. Will he sit there and wait for one corner, knowing that he's then got to do it all on that last bend? Let's see what happens.
Here they come over Hilltop. McEwing to the inside, down the hill. Is he going to get the inside line away as they come into the right-hander? No, he's not. Ben Timmins later on the brakes. Timmins in the royal purple car hangs on in the lead. Ryan Wilby maybe looking to surprise them into the final corner here. Maybe he's just biding his time. The 3 of them head line astern up Clay Hill for the final time in this Vertex Caterham Roadsport Championship race 2 of the weekend. What a finale it's been for them. Here comes McEwing on the inside on that left-hander before Druids, and he's got it done. Great move by McEwing. Sweeping round the outside of Druids, but there is still the final overtaking opportunity. Will Timmins be able to do anything about that? Will Ryan be picking up any pieces for these 2 going side by side? Here he comes then. Ben Timmins is going to go the long way round on this final turn. He'll try and get alongside on the run to the line. Tom McEwing not leaving him any move. They almost bang wheels. Wilby's up behind them. It's going to be a photo finish between these 2. Here they come up to the line. Wilby comes out of the slipstream. They're going to finish 3 wide across the line, and Timmins gets there. Timmins gets there on the line. The top 3 covered by 0.157 of a second. Timmins the winner, McEwing second, Ryan Wilby third. Excellent stuff. A fantastic finish to another Caterham race, and we still watch the rest of the field coming through Hibbett, and then Rob Lowe as well side by side as we're watching Butler going across the line as well. But what again, another stunning finish there. Timmins just taking that by 1/10.5 of a second, and Wilby was just behind them as well. So Timmins taking that and making it. So he took a second place earlier, and now he's got that win. Doesn't look like I've seen any penalties this time through. Certainly Timmins, McEwing and Wilby all confirmed in 1, 2 and 3. Yes, just 1 penalty, but it's for the number 15 car of Lyndon Arnold, who was quite a way down the order. He got a 10-second penalty for a false start in that one. He was towards the back of the order there. A couple of black and white flags, the only other warnings there for driving standards. Rob Lowe and Harvey Lawrence both received a black and white flag, presumably for track limits, but just for driving standards is the official. Almost certainly that will be the case. We've got plenty of automatic sensors around the Oulton Park track, and yeah, there will be a ping over one of those. But great result for Timmins there, and what it sets up the season. This was their last race today, but it sets themselves up nicely for the season with Timmins and McEwing sort of going hammer and tong. 0.157 of a second covering the top 3. That's a classic Caterham finish. Timmins the winner ahead of Tom McEwing and Ryan Wilby. Earlier winner Lionel Tolmarsh comes in 4th ahead of Rob Kennelly. Harvey Lawrence in 6th position ahead of Nick Bryant getting through there. Yes, Craig Boyle dropped back on the final lap there to finish 9th behind Bryant and Ballard, who are battling all race long. Edward Cozzy rounds out the top 10 ahead of Dan Hope. Then it was Darren Butler, the 87 of Henry Littlejohn, the 65 of Solomon Rogers, and number 10 Alistair Davidson completing the top 10. Pleased to say all 31 cars went the distance in that one, and Ryan Wilby got the fastest lap.
Yeah, great to see all the road sports out there doing what they do best, putting on a great show for everybody. And yeah, don't go anywhere though. We'll get some information from our drivers with Sam down there, but also we have 3 races still to go. It's unbelievable all the action we'll be able to bring you. We've got one more from the 270s, we've got another one from the 310s, and the 7 Championship UK drivers will round out the final the race for this opening round of the 2023 Caterham Motorsport season. And yeah, what a fantastic day's action we've had so far.
Yes, we can head down to Sam shortly in Park Fermé to talk to a couple of the drivers.
Here they come. Just wait for them to get out their cars. Ben will be happy with that one. Hopefully. Congratulations, Ben.
Thank you very much, Sam.
Wow, you know, that was so close then on the last lap, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was very, very intense. It was Tom was absolutely flying towards the end, and yeah, happy to have just about kept in front of him over the line. But yeah, great race as well. So I really enjoyed it.
You guys always make it close, though, don't they?
We do, yeah. And like, you know, we don't have Matt obviously with us anymore, but Tom's great to race with. We can be so close and know that, you know, we respect each other. So yeah, that was really good fun. Bit nail biting, but fun.
Excellent. Well, well done. Congratulations on the win. Just move round to Tom. Tom, congratulations.
Wow, yeah. 2 races in one day is quite a lot. I have to get used to that this year. Yeah, congrats to Ben. He drove a great race. Oh, that was good. That was really good. I was really close the whole way, and yeah, he just got me on the line. But yeah, it was good fun. And congrats to Ryan for a podium. I think it's his 2nd podium now, but he stuck with us the whole way, to be fair. And a couple of times that we kind of made too many mistakes or compromises fighting, he was right there, so he really kept us honest. And yeah, so fair play. Good day for Ryan as well.
Excellent. Well done. Congratulations. Let's move over to Ryan and have a word. Ryan, congratulations! And you got fastest lap.
Oh, awesome. That'll be thanks to the tour from these 2 boys.
Yeah, was there a podium on the cards this weekend?
I felt confident like the track and loved the track and felt good, so hoping it'd come 4th in the last one, so yeah. Forward to place.
Looked like a good battle out there though.
It was awesome, yeah, but whenever we did try and battle, it just pushed us back into the pack behind, so I thought I'd just wait for a last lap wonder and try and go for last corner. It didn't work out.
Oh, well done, congratulations. There we go, there's our top 3, so we'll head back to you guys in the commentary box.